Welcome everyone. As you're aware, we've been working on Morven since the beginning of this semester. There's been a lot of work that's been going on inside here and people have not had a chance to see it. I would say at this stage we're about 70 to 75% completed inside. So I thought we'd take this opportunity to give you a look inside and see the progress that's been made so far and a bit of an idea of what it'll look like when it's finished. So the first thing you might notice is that our new entranceway. So what was once the original door entrance has now been closed off. We are now walking up through a new entranceway into the original door of Morven House, and now will become the door to our reception.
Hasn't the place changed, Mr. Mays? No?
So you might remember back in the day, the reception was a counter that was here. So now it is through our old door entrance. You'll see the reception is facing in a different direction. You'll note that there's an area on the wall there. That's where our icon will hang.
As you walk in, you'll notice, first thing you'll see is our college motto, fight the good fight, or Certa Bonum Certamen. And certainly that holds true character and true value for us as a community as we make our way forward. It's actually looking really good. Can't wait to see the floors and how else it comes up.
We actually thought about making the floors polished wood, but unfortunately the timber's not really good enough. But there will be a carpet down and we will have some side parts that will still show off the timber. Our area in here was the original college boardroom. Well, in fact, it was originally the chapel. We've gone back to the original colours. It's an important thing for us when we do this, not only to make sure that the Morven gets back to its original look as much as you possibly can, but it's also about us making sure that it's going to stand for another 100 to 200 years. And so we've done a lot of work in reinstating foundations, looking at the waterproofing and making sure that we're dealing with the rising damp. And as everyone knows, we have replaced the roof.
Remember the time capsule that we found?
Yes.
Down here, this was the original room where back in the early 70s, they put down a time capsule, and unfortunately, the weather destroyed most of it, but we're actually reworking it, and hopefully that'll be on display in our archives area. So one of the key features of this building, there was three wells. So we've actually found two, and certainly this was the source of water for this grand house. One of the things that we're doing is actually showcasing it.
We're actually going to put a glass top over it so people can see it. However, I'm not sure how kids are going to feel when they come here to the deputy's office and stand over that well while they're talking to him, but time will tell.
Now, have no fear, it'll be a place of vitality.
So Frank, this was your old office?
It was. Where I was actually sitting, there was 4 centimetres of concrete that actually, the first well that we discovered, and this is where Bailey Pashley was throwing all his builder's rubble in the refurbishment of Morven back in the 1950s. We had Bailey come back and he was, yep, this was it. Yeah. He actually asked us if we found his wheelbarrow, but over the years it was basically eroded away and rotted away.
Jessica Watkins, who is our archivist, went and did a bit of research on Morven House at the State Library, and what she found was they actually have casements of the original glass that were in the windows in Morven, and they are exactly the same as the glass work that is up there. So we're very confident that that is certainly the original glass of the original building.
Where are you heading off to?
Oh, just over here. As it turns out, in some of our research, we actually have a huge room underneath. Now, history has it that this was mainly a storage area when the building was in the original state, but students of the 70s will say that was also the grade 12 senior room down there. I'm not sure what they got up to down there, Frank, but I'm sure in the wet season they wouldn't have been able to get down too often because there's often a lot of water in there. Hopefully we've solved that problem too. Well, Frank, when we started this campaign, we said that we were going to put the grand back in the grand old Morven. I hope people have seen today that there's been an awful lot of work that's gone in, and what will be finished at the beginning of the next school year next year will be quite spectacular, and we look forward to people being able to come in and see it for themselves firsthand.
And we thank them for their support during this time and their contributions that they made, but also it's here for generations to come, and I think we've really showcased the architecture of the building plus the significance of the building that for many generations since the 1950s. So
exactly right. History is important. And the other thing I'd like to just put a plug in also for the College Foundation, who also significantly supported this project as well.